We spend so much of our life trying to prove something. To prove that you're enough. You have to prove that you're pretty enough. You have to prove that you're smart enough. You prove that you're a good wife or a good friend. And I was like, I am just so done with the prove it game.
I don't need to prove anything to you people. And that's why I'm broadcasting myself, proving to you all that I don't need to prove anything.
Do you use Markle anymore?
No, not since I got married.
I am a princess. I don't need your title. That's Duchess, Duchess.
Because I know that I'm a great friend. And I know the kind of mom I am. And I know the kind of human being I am.
But when I stare deeply into the mirror at myself every day, I see what a humble, modest person I am.
I see you. I'm nurturing you and I see you so deeply.
Here, have some.
You made me cry. Good thing I have no makeup on.
You look so pretty.
I have not done a show in no makeup since my 1,000 QVC shows.
Do you think I have? What are you talking about?
Can't you see how down to earth and authentic I'm being?
So beautiful.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just it's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on.
Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, in her first ever podcast interview.
Justine Brooke Murray hosts Woke of the Week for the first time this week with MRC-TVN's Culture.
It's happening! It's happening!
You can always count on the pipeline from washed up to woke to produce society's most self-important dilettantes desperately searching for an audience to remind them how special they are. But nobody encapsulates their pathetic state better than affluent middle-aged women, more specifically, the pipeline from prima donna to self-congratulating couch mumbler.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful.
No.
These are the woke women of the out-of-touch celebrity kumbaya class. The legacy media are addicted to them because, well, they're just like them.
We care deeply about accuracy and take seriously the heavy responsibility of being stewards of the public's trust.
They're perfect mouthpieces for a greedy ideology that lets its overlords enforce Marxism from behind their pearly gates while using victimhood as currency to gaslight us plebes into forking over our freedoms. Who's a better pick to spew their shallow cliches and greeting card advice than the trendy ladies of the elite who regurgitate the agenda in soft therapy voices without any idea of the contradiction they pose?
Because you can have all that, and I've seen people have it all, and they're still not happy.
She had every thing. I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
You think you have it hard scrounging to pay groceries and sending 3 kids to school while working paycheck to paycheck just to rebuild what government bureaucrats took from you over the past 4 years? Try being a former first lady with a $70 million net worth.
Which, imagine having that burden.
A White House edition of Meghan Markle, who, just like her royal counterpart, looked down on the society she volunteered to represent and never even liked her nation until she could grab a lofty title out of it.
For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country.
Life is just so hard living rent-free in your own head and in America's most famous mansion with Secret Service catering to your every whim.
You're not paying for housing and the staff in it, but everything, even travel.
You feel unsafe just trying to make it to work every day without being diddled by some subway bum? Well,
if you're not traveling with the president, if your kids are coming on a Bright Star, which is the First Lady's plane, we had to pay for their travel.
Check your privilege. She's a minority, which means no matter how hard you're struggling, you can never out-victim someone higher than you on the totem pole of intersectionality, no matter how privileged they actually are.
I see the difference in some of my white female friends. I see a lightness, an ability to be in the world and see what's going on, but still be not as burdened about it as I think I am.
Aside from all those magazine covers and $60 million book deals, she's never even had a voice.
We don't articulate as Black women our pain because it's almost like nobody ever gave us permission to do that.
You know what, Mom? You know what I'm gonna get you next Christmas? A big wooden cross. So every time you feel unappreciated for all your sacrifices, you can climb on up and nail yourself to it.
But instead, the martyr Michelle is using her money to join the brigade of girl bosses, bravely opening up about their struggles. In other words, finding an excuse to create another podcast or movie nobody needed so they can talk about themselves.
Taking my hair out like this, it reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx.
Running up and down the block.
She's from the block. Enough about the block! They can always rely on their comrades of other attention-starved women or feminine men to reinforce their martyr complex by crouching low, just enough so they can stick their heads far up enough each other's butts to remain oblivious to the American working class that stopped celebrating them long ago.
And you would know that if you got your beautiful haired head out of your asshole. In fact, out of her asshole.
You can't encapsulate the left's political arm and their refusal to self-reflect any better. Like they're desperate divas compensating for the nothingness they contribute to society with more reminders of their
Self-worth
than any actual solutions.
I don't know what I'm doing.
That wraps today's episode. Make sure you tune into my show every week where I bring you the left's most insane moments and expose their latest attempts to weaken the West. Then hit the like on YouTube, plus on Rumble, follow us on social media, comment below what you think, and don't cave to the leftist media agenda. If you like the work we do here at MRC, please consider donating at mrc.org/donate. It's the best way to help our movement. Thanks for joining us.